What I really like about you is that you're one of the few executives that has had a hit every decade since the 70s. Most recently with Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines.
That's the biggest record I ever had.
And you were executive producer of that. You've never spoken about that. That was a powerful moment in music.
Well, me and Pharrell have been talking about disco music and the return of disco music as opposed to necessarily EDM. And we said that EDM didn't have the same kind of soul. And we both appreciate church and soul music. So disco originally in the 70s had soul singers on it.
Right.
Whether it be Donna Ross, whether it be Donna Summers, they could all sing backgrounds like church backgrounds. So now when he came with the Robin Thicke Blurred Line, it was directly from our conversation. As a matter of fact, I had called Robin when he was making the album, and I said, you should go see Pharrell right now, because Pharrell is on the right groove right now.
Right. And he was your artist along
Yes.
Robin Thicke. So
Yes.
a lot of people don't know that you managed
I signed him to New America Music.
Robin Thicke came out with Paula, and that hasn't done as well. Why?
I think that when a man is in a situation where they're publicizing him having any sort of outside of affairs outside of his marriage, it is not easily forgivable
When
by
your
women.
clientele is women, right?
Right.
So consumer based.
So though he made a really valid effort to let Paula know, especially, that he was really sorry for what had happened, and she really does. She really likes the album. Other women,
He should have made it for her and went out and did it.
Other women, because he basically made a record that made him sound like, yes, what they're talking about, I'm guilty of.
Yeah.
They like, well, we're not gonna forgive you until Paula forgives you, and the only way for Paula to forgive him if they were back together, and then that would start the forgiveness process earlier. But I think with Robin, he's so talented, and then there's just gonna have to be some time, and he'll come back with other records, and just like R. Kelly, they will forgive and forget.
And it's a really bad time for both of these guys to be missing from the R&B genre, because the genre isn't selling like it used to.
Right.
Why isn't it?
Well, one, we have some artists that could really sell it, but they're not necessarily making real R&B. Like Chris Brown is getting close to making real
That's
R&B.
electronic now, almost. Yeah.
Right. But he's yet to make a Can We Talk like Tevin Campbell, because Chris Brown has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And probably one of the most talented people on the planet.
I agree.
So I think it's a matter of the songwriters and the artists and the record execs, especially the record execs, because one of the things that had happened is that hip hop is for everybody. So you had black, white executives making decisions on hip hop. So now when you go to R&B, which is more romantic, which is more lower middle class black music, that could turn around and become pop music, you don't have enough black executives who are in charge of the budgets, whether it be A&R, whether it be marketing, to make those artists go all the way. So, and they don't necessarily, the mainstream executives don't necessarily love R&B. They love hip hop.
And they love EDM now.
And they love EDM.